Hey everyone, and welcome back to Furniture Industry News. It's March 24th, 2025, and we've got a lot to cover today. Important policy updates out of Washington, changes in domestic manufacturing, shifts in consumer behavior, and some major store closings that will definitely impact the retail landscape. Whether you're in manufacturing, retail, or just curious about where the furniture industry is headed, we've got the news you need to stay in the know. Let's dive in. We'll start off with something that could have major international ripple effects. Several top U.S. furniture associations have joined together to urge Washington to reconsider proposed policies aimed at curbing China's dominance in global shipbuilding. The proposal, pushed forward by U.S. officials, would restrict American companies from doing business with Chinese-built vessels, an effort designed to give U.S. and allied shipbuilders a leg up. But furniture groups say this could backfire hard on the industry. They're warning that these kinds of restrictions could hurt the already fragile furniture supply chain, drive up costs, and delay shipments, just as the industry is trying to stabilize after the chaos of the last few years. These associations are calling for more thoughtful consideration and want to ensure that any policy changes won't create unintended disruptions for American businesses relying on international logistics. Speaking of international trade, let's shift over to the tariff front. U.S. case goods manufacturers, those making wood furniture like dressers, beds, and dining sets, are facing challenges with tariffs on imports from countries like China and Vietnam. But instead of backing down, many of them are pivoting. In fact, some are using the situation as an opportunity to grow. Several domestic manufacturers have increased production, revamped operations, and improved product customization and speed-to-market capabilities. What was once viewed as a major headache is now being turned into a competitive advantage. The message is clear. Companies that adapt and invest in domestic capabilities are starting to thrive. And that brings us to the domestic upholstery market, which is having a bit of a moment right now. Upholstery producers in the U.S. are finding success with their ability to offer faster delivery times and custom order options, things that imported goods can't always compete with. While not every brand has shifted back to American production, those that have are seeing strong results. Consumers are valuing the combination of quality, customization, and the feel-good factor of buying something made close to home. This trend is giving a leg up to domestic players who have stuck it out through the ups and downs and are now reaping the benefits. But while manufacturing is seeing some bright spots, furniture sales online are telling a more complicated story. A new report shows that home furnishings are still lagging behind other retail categories when it comes to e-commerce performance. While categories like electronics and apparel continue to surge online, furniture hasn't quite kept up. One of the key issues? Shoppers still prefer to see, touch, and feel furniture before they buy. There's also the complexity of shipping large items and concerns about returns. So even as digital experiences get better, physical showrooms and hybrid strategies remain important. Retailers may want to rethink how they blend online convenience with in-person service to better meet evolving customer expectations. On the e-commerce front, there's some buzz around the relaunch of a familiar brand. Beyond Incorporated, the parent company of Overstock, has announced plans to relaunch buybuy BABY later this year. The company says the return of buybuy BABY will lean into a digital-first model, but could also include some pop-up retail experiences and specialty events. While this isn't a furniture-focused relaunch per se, it does signal how e-commerce companies are still experimenting with niche markets and brand loyalty in the baby and family space. It'll be interesting to see how this comeback plays out and whether it creates new opportunities for home furnishings geared toward young families. Now, let's talk store closures. Unfortunately, there are a couple of big ones to report. First up is Hudson's Bay. Liquidation sales are beginning today at most of their stores as the company prepares to shutter a significant portion of its retail footprint. This is a major move, and while Hudson's Bay hasn't been a huge player in furniture recently, its exit will still leave a hole in the broader home goods market. This could create opportunities for other retailers to scoop up customer traffic and grow their own market share, especially those that are more agile and focused on omni-channel experiences. Another tough one. Progressive Furniture has announced it will shut down operations entirely by the end of this year. The company has been a staple in the case goods sector for years, known for affordable and stylish wood furniture. While no official reason was given for the closure, insiders say a mix of economic pressure, rising production costs, and changing consumer habits made it difficult to continue. This is a reminder that even long-standing brands aren't immune to the pressures of modern retail and manufacturing. But even as some companies wind down, others are just getting started. or rethinking their approach. A new wave of U.S.-based furniture makers, being dubbed the domestic Dynamos, are stepping up and reimagining what American-made furniture can look like. These companies are focusing on speed, quality, and sustainability, often with smaller batch production and flexible customization. They're responding quickly to market demands and shortening lead times, all while keeping operations close to home. It's a fresh take on domestic manufacturing, and it's turning heads across the industry. So, what does all this mean for the future of furniture? Well, it's a mixed bag. On the one hand, we're seeing progress, especially in domestic production and adaptation to tariff challenges. But at the same time, e-commerce is still figuring out how to best serve the furniture category, and store closures are shaking up the retail landscape. What's clear is that flexibility, innovation, and a deep understanding of what today's consumers want will be more important than ever. That wraps it up for this week's episode of Furniture Industry News. We'll keep tracking all these developments and more, so be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.